I thought I was about to catch my boyfriend cheating. I never imagined I would end up calling the police that same night. And I definitely didn't expect the woman in my living room to look exactly like me. My name is Sarah, I'm 26. I work as a graphic designer, and until 2 weeks ago, I thought I had a perfect relationship. Jake and I had been together for 3 years. We lived in a small apartment downtown. Nothing fancy, but it was ours. At least, that's what I thought. It started small. Jake suddenly became very protective of his phone. He used to leave it anywhere. Couch, kitchen counter, even bathroom shelf. Now, it was always face down. Always in his pocket, always on silent. One night, I rolled over at 2 a.m. and noticed the bathroom light was on. I could hear whispering. I quietly walked toward the door. He was inside, talking softly. "Yeah, she doesn't suspect anything," he said. My heart dropped. The next morning, I asked him casually, "Who were you talking to last night?" He didn't even blink. My boss. At 2 a.m., I didn't argue. I didn't scream, I planned. 2 days later, while Jake was at work, I ordered a small hidden camera online. Same-day delivery. I told myself I just needed proof. Closure, evidence. I placed the camera behind a small plant on our bookshelf, perfectly angled toward the living room. Then I waited. 3 days passed. Nothing. I almost felt stupid. Maybe I was overthinking. Maybe I was insecure. Then Friday happened. Jake texted me around 6 p.m. "Working late tonight." "Don't wait up," my stomach twisted. At 8:47 p.m., I opened the camera app and froze. The front door opened. Jake walked in. He wasn't alone. A woman followed him inside. She was wearing my favorite color. She had my hairstyle, long dark hair. Same height, same body shape. I felt cold. Jake laughed and said, "Relax. She won't be back until tomorrow." The woman smiled, and then she turned her face toward the camera. I stopped breathing. She looked exactly like me, not similar. Not kind of, exactly. I dropped my phone. I couldn't think. Was this some sick joke? A twin I never knew about? A filter? A mask? I picked the phone back up, shaking. They were sitting on my couch, drinking from my glasses. The woman said, "Does she know?" Jake smirked. "She doesn't even notice how different you are." Different? What did that mean? My mind was racing. Then the woman stood up and walked toward the hallway, toward our bedroom. I felt sick. I couldn't just sit there watching. I grabbed my keys and drove home. My hands were trembling so badly I almost dropped them trying to unlock the door. I walked in. The apartment was silent. Too silent. I stepped into the living room, empty. But there were 2 glasses on the table. Still wet, I heard a laugh from the bedroom. I pushed the door open and screamed. The woman was standing in front of my mirror, wearing my dress, my red dress. Jake turned around, shocked. "Sarah!" The woman looked at me. Up close, her face wasn't identical. It was makeup, not contouring. Colored contact lenses, a wig, but she was trying to look like me. "Who is she?" I shouted. Jake looked panicked. "It's not what you think," classic line. The woman crossed her arms. "You said she was insecure." I didn't know she was crazy. Crazy? I walked closer. "Why does she look like me?" Jake's silence was louder than anything. Finally, he said, "It was just a fantasy." A fantasy. "You wanted to cheat on me? With a copy of me?" The woman rolled her eyes. "He just likes a certain type." Something clicked in my brain. This wasn't random. This was planned. "How long?" I asked quietly. Jake looked down. 6 months. 6 months. While sleeping next to me, while telling me he loved me, I felt something inside me break. But then something else caught my eye. On the bedside table, a small black device. I walked over, picked it up, a camera, pointed at the bed. I felt like the air left my lungs. "What is this?" My voice was shaking. Jake rushed forward. "Don't touch that!" Too late. I looked at the screen. Recorded files. Dozens of them dated, organized, some labeled with my name. "What did you do?" I whispered. The woman stepped back slowly. "I didn't know about that," she said quickly. I opened one file. It was me. Sleeping another. Me changing clothes. I felt violated, exposed, dirty. "You've been recording me?" I couldn't even recognize my own voice. Jake tried to grab the camera. I stepped back. "I was going to delete them," he shouted. I ran out of the room, dialed 911. The woman grabbed her purse and ran. Jake kept yelling, "Sarah, don't do this! We can fix this! Fix this!" Police arrived within 10 minutes. Jake was arrested that night. Apparently, recording someone without consent in a private space is very illegal. I gave my statement, hands still shaking. I didn't just lose a boyfriend that night. I lost 3 years of my life. The police later told me something that made it even worse. Jake had been uploading some of the videos to a private online forum. Under a fake name, he wasn't just cheating. He was profiting. I felt physically sick when they told me, the woman? She wasn't his only one. There were others. All styled to look similar to me. Same hair, same clothes. Same makeup. I wasn't special. I was a template. 2 weeks later, I moved out, new apartment. New locks, new phone number. Therapy twice a week. Sometimes I still check corners of rooms, just in case. Jake is awaiting trial. And me, I'm healing. But I'll never ignore red flags again. Because sometimes, the person sleeping next to you isn't in love with you. They're studying you. Lesson. Never ignore small red flags. Sometimes they're protecting you from something much darker.